Have you ever felt an undeniable pull, a profound whisper deep within your soul, suggesting that your life is poised on the brink of something truly extraordinary? What if that feeling isn't just a fleeting emotion, but a direct, divine invitation to a destiny far more magnificent and purposeful than you could ever conceive? For every hidden tear shed in quiet solitude, every silent prayer uttered in the dark, every deep longing for meaning and belonging, there exists a sacred, unfolding promise. A promise whispered from the very heart of the one who knows you most intimately, who has patiently awaited this precise moment to reveal a new chapter for your life. This is not merely another day on your calendar. This is the preordained hour, specifically chosen from eternity past. A moment meticulously set apart for a profound new beginning. Are you truly ready to step through the open door and embrace the flood of divine favor that is about to deluge every aspect of your existence? My dearest child, listen intently. For in this very moment, which may outwardly appear quiet and perfectly still, I am actively unfurling an entirely new and wondrous chapter in the grand tapestry of your life's journey. This unfolding is no mere coincidence, nor a random, insignificant moment in the vast expanse of time. On the contrary, this is a divinely chosen, consecrated, and preordained hour, meticulously set apart since before the very foundations of the world were laid, to initiate a sacred and unbreakable covenant between myself and you. As your eyes scan these profound words, know with absolute certainty that I am exceptionally near, tenderly whispering to your innermost soul with the unchanging, gentle voice of an eternal and boundless love. I have patiently, lovingly waited for this specific moment, a time when your heart would be soft enough, pliable and receptive to truly embrace what is offered, and when your spirit would possess the strength and courage to step boldly into something far grander and more expansive than anything you have ever dared to conceive or envision in your wildest dreams. You are not required to grasp every intricate detail or comprehend the entirety of my divine plan in order to fully enter into what I have so meticulously prepared for you. Your only requirement is to gently nod within your spirit, a quiet affirmation, and simply utter to me from the depths of your being, I receive. Just these 4 simple words. Yet, when they are spoken from the deepest recesses of a fully surrendered heart, they resonate with a thunderous power that echoes throughout the highest heavens. This act is far more than mere human speech. It is a profound spiritual activation, a sacred key that unlocks the vast, overflowing treasury of grace that I have been carefully preserving and reserving specifically for you. In that very instant, a unique, resonant frequency from heaven's glorious realm will be profoundly activated, and absolutely nothing on this earthly plane, no opposing force or formidable obstacle, will possess the power to halt or impede the immense outpouring of divine favor that is now poised to flood every single facet of your life. The angels who have been specifically assigned to watch over your life are now visibly rejoicing with radiant, exuberant joy. They are dancing in the celestial realms with great celebration because they have already, with perfect clarity, foreseen what is coming for you. Doors are being flung wide open before you. Miracles that transcend all human understanding are currently manifesting into reality. Promises that were once mournfully thought lost forever are now rising anew, bursting forth with unprecedented strength and magnificent beauty. They are scattering golden dusts of glory all around you, not merely to superficially adorn your life with transient beauty, but to unmistakably mark you as chosen, as a beloved, cherished child of heaven. You may not yet perceive any visible outward change in your immediate circumstances, but in the unseen spiritual realm, everything is fundamentally shifting. Invisible chains that once entangled your mind, binding it with doubt and limitation, are now dissolving completely. Towering walls that have long stood as impenetrable barriers between you and your divine calling are collapsing in profound silence. You are being gently yet powerfully ushered through a gate that no one else but me can open, because I alone hold the sacred key to your destiny. And now, in this very moment, I am unlocking it with my boundless, unconditional love. From this very instant, when you make the conscious choice to open your heart fully and declare, "I receive," the mighty river of healing will begin its potent flow through every part of your being. The wisdom you have long yearned for, the profound clarity you desperately sought, will be poured out generously upon you. Doors that once seemed permanently sealed forever, impenetrable and closed off, will miraculously swing open without even a knock. Those who callously abandoned you, those who left you behind in loneliness, will be lovingly replaced by those whom heaven specifically sends to uplift you, to support, and to genuinely encourage you. And the cherished dreams you sorrowfully thought had died, laid to rest in disappointment, will resurrect with a strength never known before, bursting forth with new life and vibrant vigor. For now, you no longer walk alone, but in the powerful, intimate companionship of my divine, ever-present presence. And now, my precious child, after I have appointed this sacred and specific time, and carefully placed in your hands a new pen to inscribe the next magnificent pages of your journey under the guiding illumination of my light, what I ask of you next is not merely to believe, though belief is a foundational cornerstone, but to listen. Listen not with your physical ears alone, but with a heart deeply attuned to spiritual sensitivity. For divine signals are continually arriving, subtle yet undeniably clear. Signs are being released everywhere around you, and every tiny, seemingly insignificant detail in your daily life, if perceived through the discerning eyes of faith, is a gentle whisper directly from eternity itself, profoundly declaring, "You have been chosen for something far beyond the understanding of this world. You are marked for greatness." Do not casually dismiss the subtle stirrings within your spirit when you enter a specific space, or when a particular song plays that moves your heart deeply, drawing tears without any clear, logical reason. Do not overlook the fleeting glances, the recurring numbers, the vivid images, or the profound dreams that may initially appear ordinary. For all of them are powerful messages from heaven, constantly striving to communicate to your soul that you are precisely on the right, divinely destined path. Your angels have been quietly guiding you for a very long time, meticulously preparing every small step so that you might perceive and truly receive what only those genuinely awakened in spirit can fully perceive and comprehend. They have worked diligently behind the scenes, orchestrating divine moments for your perfect alignment. My beloved child, perhaps you have at times felt profoundly lonely, isolated, and lost amidst the overwhelming noise and demands of this world. Perhaps you have come to believe that no one truly understands you, that no one perceives the true depths of your soul. But know this profound truth with certainty. I have seen every silent pulse within your heart, every hidden longing, every unspoken pain, and so have your faithful angels. They have not merely watched over you as passive observers. They have actively protected you, steadfastly upheld you, and quietly, meticulously cleared the path directly before you. They do not require you to be perfect, flawless, or without fault. They only need you to be willing, open, and receptive. And today, they stand with radiant expectation on the other side of a wondrous threshold, eagerly waiting for your spirit to whisper back to them, "I see your signs." When you perform this act, when you bravely dare to acknowledge what seems invisible and intangible as profound reality, your soul ascends into a higher dimension of unwavering faith. You will no longer live as one merely seeking faint traces or hints of my presence, but as one abiding among the very signs themselves, constantly surrounded by divine confirmations. And this newfound, heightened awareness is the crucial key. It is the humble yet incredibly powerful knock that opens the vast vault of blessings that I have carefully preserved and stored especially for you. These blessings are not random coincidences. They are divine arrangements, meticulously revealed precisely when your heart is truly ready and open to receive them. And there are profound signs that only an awakened soul can truly perceive and interpret. A casual word spoken in a seemingly ordinary conversation may suddenly become a powerful confirmation directly from heaven. An unusual light or phenomenon in the sky may serve as a gentle yet potent reminder that you are constantly surrounded by unseen angelic hosts working diligently on your behalf. A gentle breeze brushing past you during a moment of deep prayer might indeed be my direct answer, assuring you with certainty that I have heard every petition of your heart. But if your spirit is not attuned, not sufficiently sensitive to these subtle promptings, these wonders will sadly pass by like fleeting clouds, and your soul may tragically miss the heavenly seeds I am constantly sowing around you, meticulously preparing for your abundant harvest. Therefore, train your spirit to become as sensitive and receptive as still water, where even the slightest movement sends clear, discernible ripples across its surface. Do not dismiss your emotions. They often carry profound divine messages. Do not overlook sacred coincidences that defy logical, human explanation. And, most importantly, do not ignore the things that cause your heart to beat faster than usual, stirring a profound sense of awe or recognition within you. For it is in those very moments that I am tirelessly trying to reach you personally, intimately, and with immense, unfathomable love. I do not always speak through thunder or grand, overwhelming spectacles. I often speak in quiet, gentle whispers. And those who truly hear that whisper are the ones who will ultimately behold the greatest glory and witness my power unfold in magnificent ways. And when you respond from the very depth of your heart, with sincerity and unwavering trust, I immediately recognize the signs you've given me. It signifies that you are no longer walking blindly through this world, navigating solely by human reason or limited understanding, but truly seeing the path that has been meticulously traced by my divine light. That simple declaration, "I see your signs," holds the incredible power to shake the very heavens. It profoundly tells me that you are not merely following me with intellectual understanding alone, but with your very soul, with every fiber of your being. It powerfully reveals that you have courageously stepped out of the suffocating shadows of doubt and into the radiant, expansive land of unshakable trust. And in that sacred place, miracles are no longer rare, infrequent occurrences. They become the very breath of daily life, a constant, tangible reality. Precious one, if you have ever doubted your rightful, irreplaceable place in my grand, intricate design, now is the divinely appointed time to let those paralyzing doubts fall away completely and irrevocably. For each sign I send is my undeniable, loving confirmation that you are not forgotten, not overlooked, but deeply cherished and eternally remembered. You are being meticulously prepared for a calling far greater than yourself, a purpose that profoundly transcends your current understanding. The blessings that are coming, the immense favor that is about to be released upon your life, are not merely for your personal delight or fleeting pleasure. They are specifically designed to fully equip you for a new, significant role, a role your soul was uniquely designed from the very beginning of creation to fulfill. Speak to me with an open, vulnerable heart. I recognize the signs you've given me. And when you utter it, let it be a declaration of unwavering faith, a sacred agreement with heaven that you will no longer hide, no longer delay, and no longer live in hesitation or paralyzing fear. You unequivocally belong to the light, and the light is calling your name more clearly, more powerfully than ever before. The angels still surround you, patiently pointing out each divine mark along your destined path. Do not overlook a single one. Do not underestimate anything that stirs your spirit. For the moment you begin to truly perceive, to genuinely comprehend these divine promptings, is the very moment the doors begin to swing open, one after another, cascading like a magnificent waterfall from heaven. This will lead you into a new era, an era of abundant receiving, of radiant glory revealed, and of stepping fully into the loving, intricate plan I have woven for you since before the very foundations of the world. My beloved child, when you choose to walk according to the guidance directly from heaven, not merely out of obligation or duty, but through wholehearted surrender and loving trust, you activate a supernatural current that profoundly shakes the very foundations of what once seemed immovable and unchangeable in your life. The words I whisper to you are not empty rhetoric. They are living streams, flowing with the very source of every miracle and every breakthrough. If you obey these instructions, not out of fear of consequence, but because of your genuine love and deep trust in me, then that is the precise moment when the miraculous truly begins to break forth in your life, surpassing all standards of human logic and worldly understanding. I am not calling you to accomplish great things by your own limited strength or arduous effort. I only ask for your willingness, your spiritual sensitivity, and a heart that truly listens with attentiveness. When you follow what your soul discerns from me, even in small, seemingly insignificant steps, even through quiet, simple acts of obedience, those actions become the earth's agreement with heaven. And when that sacred agreement happens, the angels who are constantly with you will receive a clear signal that you are ready. Like faithful keepers of eternal treasure, they will then begin to unlock storehouses of grace, each one reserved specifically for you, one at a time, moment by moment, perfectly timed and complete. Do you know, dear one, that each spiritual gift, each blessing, has been meticulously prepared in loving anticipation? Not a single blessing comes to you by mere chance or accident. Your angels have labored quietly behind the veil, with immense patience and unwavering perseverance, arranging all things according to the specific moments I have appointed for your life. They are the ones guarding your dreams while you sleep, invisible warriors shielding you from traps and pitfalls you cannot even see. And now, they wait for a clear signal from your soul that you have said yes, that your heart has truly opened to receive the abundance. It is not that I have been unwilling to bless you sooner, my child, but there are certain outpourings of grace, certain profound manifestations that can only be released when the door of your soul is truly, completely open. Blessings do not impose themselves. They do not force their way into a closed heart. They are like gentle breezes, able to pass through only when the rigid barriers of fear, paralyzing doubt, and feelings of unworthiness are lovingly taken down. You must become fertile soil where the seeds from heaven may take deep root and flourish abundantly. And it is your surrender, your childlike trust, your unconditional obedience that becomes that rich, ready ground primed for divine growth. I know there are still things within you hesitating, still feeling unsure and uncertain. I know you've been wounded by misplaced trust, by hopes that ended in bitter disappointment and heartache. But this time is profoundly different from the others. This is not a man-made door, subject to human limitations. This is a divine threshold, opened by my very own hand. And if you are willing to bravely step through, what awaits you is not darkness anymore, but radiant, healing light. What awaits you is profound restoration, unshakable peace, and a joy no one, nothing, can ever take away from you. The entire universe, the vast heavens, and all the celestial hosts therein are eagerly awaiting your response. Not in loud declarations or dramatic pronouncements, but in a quiet, inward shift within your heart. A heart no longer closed by past hurts, but now fully open and receptive. For the blessings about to be released are not rewards for your perfection. They are confirmations of your readiness to receive my grace. You don't need to understand everything in intricate detail. You don't need to be strong or unwavering all the time. You only need to have the courage, the vulnerability, to sincerely say, Lord, I open my heart. And that one simple phrase, small as it may seem, holds the incredible power to reorder your entire life and usher in a glorious, magnificent new chapter. The angels have seen something unique in you, a glimmer, a resilient flame of faith that never fully went out, despite all the storms and trials you endured. It is that very spark that keeps them moving, constantly urging you forward and shielding you from the thievery and deceptions of this world. Now they are ready. They have meticulously laid out a carpet of grace upon the path you're about to walk, and they await your reply, your affirmation that you will no longer delay, that you will receive what has been so lovingly prepared for you with profound gratitude and with holy boldness. My precious child, if you could only see what truly lies ahead, you would never hesitate again. If your ears could catch the sound of heaven applauding every single time you obey even the smallest instruction, you would begin to grasp the immense, eternal value of each step taken in surrender to my will. For every action carried out in response to my divine promptings is never in vain, it is never wasted. Each one becomes a foundational stone, forming a house of blessings so secure, so unshakable, that no storm, no matter how fierce, can ever truly shake it. And when your spirit opens like a flower embracing the light of dawn, then all of heaven begins to move on your behalf. My angels, the swift messengers I have appointed, no longer stand silently on watch. They begin to act with divine purpose. They do not remain as passive guardians, but rise into divine motion, stepping into the very landscape of your destiny to arrange, to clear the path, and to level the rugged, uneven places before your feet. I see with perfect clarity every movement unfolding in the spiritual realm, a realm invisible to the natural eye, yet more real and tangible than anything you've ever touched in the physical world. In that dimension, heavenly hosts are working tirelessly, without ceasing, to make way for the wonders I have ordained for you. Barriers that once blocked your path, invisible knots that once bound your progress, are being unraveled layer by layer. Nothing can delay what I have commanded into motion. No resistance, whether from man or from the darkness itself, can hold you back when heaven has already declared, "Step forward, your time has come." There are angels now working with great care in the financial realm of your life. Places that have weighed heavily on your heart with worry, immense pressure, debilitating lack, and frustrating limitation. They are opening new streams of provision, shifting adverse circumstances, removing towering walls of hindrance, and ushering in opportunities you never even imagined possible. It may come through a new agreement, an unexpected provision, or a door reopening in a place you once thought permanently closed off. This is not coincidence. This is my hand at work through my messengers, who are tending to every aspect of your life in order to bring forth not just sufficiency, but overflowing abundance. At the same time, another company of angels is preparing divine appointments for you, connections that are not accidental or random, but intentionally crafted within the eternal love and perfect will of your Creator. Someone is being divinely led to you, not because they merely need you, but because you and they share a profound kingdom purpose, a divine assignment. This may be a spiritual companion, a partner in vision, or a crucial support system I have long prepared, now arriving at the appointed time. Open your heart wide and receive them with gratitude. For these encounters will not only carry immense blessings, but will also be clear confirmations from heaven, gently whispering, "You are not alone. You are walking precisely in the right direction, aligned with my purpose." And then there are angels preparing something I know will reach into the deepest, most tender parts of your soul. Surprises that cannot be predicted by human foresight, moments so tender and profound they will draw tears from the very wellspring of your spirit. But this time, those precious tears will not be born of loss, pain, or disappointment. They will be tears of pure gratitude, of overwhelming joy, of divine love poured out in extravagant measure, flooding your being. The gifts you once dared not even ask for, believing they were too grand, the dreams you sorrowfully laid to rest, believing you were unworthy or incapable. I am breathing new life into them again. I am reviving them and placing them once more into your eager hands, not as distant possibilities or vague hopes, but as tangible realities, wrapped in light and delivered to the very threshold of your heart. My beloved child, walk forward now in holy expectation. Do not merely hope in silence or wish passively. Step forward as one who has already received a personal invitation to a grand divine banquet. As one who knows, with unwavering certainty, they have a seat reserved at the magnificent table of grace. I have already prepared everything for you. Your angels have meticulously arranged the path before you. The only thing remaining is your complete trust. Not merely spoken words of trust, but trust lived out in your very demeanor, in the hope shining brightly in your eyes, and in the profound gratitude that rises within you, even before the promises fully come to pass. For true faith does not wait to see before it believes. It believes wholeheartedly, and then in due time it sees the manifestation. Do not be troubled or shaken if everything begins to change rapidly and unexpectedly around you. The pieces of your life will not fall into place according to old logic or familiar patterns, but according to the divine blueprint drawn by my unending love and perfect will. What once delayed you, what once held you back, will be swept away completely. Those who once rejected you, those who dismissed you, will hold no authority or power over you in this new season. And you will look back with tears of profound gratitude in your eyes and declare with certainty, Lord, every single word you spoke is true. Your faithfulness endures forever. Do not close your heart because of past disappointments or hurts. I do not build miracles upon the shaky foundation of bitterness, but upon the sacred ground of deep healing and restoration. Allow me to renew your mind, to transform your perspective, and to cleanse every distorted memory you hold about yourself. You are not a failure, my child. You are destined for glorious victory. You are not forgotten. Your name is spoken with love on the lips of angels. No curse, no past rejection, no pain can silence the name I have forever engraved upon my heart for you, my chosen one. Now, my beloved, as the doors of heaven begin to open wider and wider, and your angels move in divine harmony with my perfect will, I want you to be exquisitely attentive, not only to the grand, monumental events, but also to the seemingly small, subtle movements in your daily life. The quiet changes that might appear insignificant to the natural eye, or be easily overlooked amidst the busyness. But in the spiritual realm, it is precisely through these sudden, unexpected shifts that I am intricately weaving the golden threads of blessing that will lead you into the radiant destiny I have so lovingly prepared for you. Be keenly sensitive in spirit when things outside of your carefully laid plans occur. A delayed call, a sudden change of appointment, a strange coincidence redirecting your path. Do not rush to anger or confusion in these moments, for it is in these very unexpected changes, these divine interruptions, that I am profoundly at work. I am rearranging your journey, altering your course, leading you away from well-worn, predictable paths into uncharted ways, places where abundant blessings and divine encounters are specifically waiting for you. You may think that a canceled meeting is just an ordinary inconvenience, a simple frustration, but I say to you, it is a divine intervention. For if you had followed through with the original schedule, you might have tragically missed what heaven has perfectly orchestrated for your sake. Perhaps I am holding you back for a few minutes to protect you from unnecessary harm or danger. Or perhaps I am precisely leading you to cross paths with someone I have specifically appointed to unlock a spiritual door for you, or to deliver a heavenly confirmation to your spirit. Everything is under my sovereign control, my loving dominion, and nothing happens outside of my loving intention and perfect will for you. Let your heart become soft and flexible, pliable in my hands. Do not cling so rigidly to your own plans, your own agendas, that there is no room left for the spontaneous, miraculous movement of heaven. When you begin to view your life through the discerning eyes of faith, you will realize that nothing is truly coincidental. Every step, every meeting, every brief pause is part of the sacred melody I am playing for your soul to hear and to follow. The angels, those who go before you and those who follow behind you, have carefully placed signs along the path you walk, not to confuse you, but to gently and lovingly guide you. Sometimes it may come as a subtle restlessness within your soul, a quiet inner whisper you cannot logically explain, or a passing word from a stranger that causes your heart to stir with recognition. Do not dismiss these moments, for they are powerful signals from the eternal realm echoing into your present reality, gently reminding you, pay attention. You are drawing near to what has been promised. Your breakthrough is imminent. And when you are on the right path, when you arrive at the exact place and moment I have long prepared for you, you won't need anyone else to confirm it. Your own heart will know with undeniable certainty. A wave of deep, sweet peace will flood your entire being. It will not come from outward circumstances or fleeting comforts, but from the very frequency of heaven itself, a realm where the soul aligns completely, perfectly, with the will of its creator. In that moment, you are not merely walking your path. You are stepping into a divine appointment, one that was ordained long before your birth, a purpose uniquely yours. This appointment is one no one else can fulfill on your behalf. It is sacred and specific to you. It is the moment where heaven meets earth in your life, where the divine intersects with the mundane. And the miracle is this: you won't need to strive or force to make it happen. All you must do is listen, pay attention, and respond with an open heart. As long as you follow the inner call, the stream of light within your spirit, you will never be lost or led astray. Do not chase after spectacle or glamour, for true blessings often hide in humility and simplicity. Destiny's appointments do not always arrive with trumpets or blinding lights, but often in the stillness, in a knowing glance, a simple word, or a gentle decision laden with profound spiritual weight. These seemingly small details are, in fact, vital pieces of the greater magnificent picture I am completing for you. If you have been waiting for a clear sign, then let this be it. Unexpected changes are heaven's direct invitation. Pause, breathe deeply, and ask me, Lord, what does this mean in your divine plan for me? And I will answer. Not always with audible words, but with a profound peace, with an inner certainty, with confirmations so consistent and undeniable that you cannot logically deny them. And if you have missed divine appointments in the past, do not torment yourself with regret or self-condemnation. I do not abandon you for a single misstep or perceived failure. On the contrary, I am the one who turns every wrong turn into a new beginning for a glorious, even more beautiful journey. Return to me, my child. Listen again with a receptive heart, and I will guide you. I will realign you with your destiny and do something new, something greater than you ever hoped or imagined possible. My beloved, not one thing you have done for me, not one act of faithfulness has been forgotten. I have watched you through every season of your life, every silent tear, all the periods of quiet solitude. Every night you whispered prayers when no one else knew. Every morning you awoke with a longing heart, desiring to be closer to me, to know me more intimately. Even when your body was weary and your mind clouded with confusion and uncertainty, I saw it all. I have recorded every act of faithfulness, every silent prayer offered from your heart. Every time you fasted, not to gain something from my hand, but simply because you longed to be near me, to hear me more clearly, to walk closer in my light. And now, as the heavens begin to shift, as your angels have completed their meticulous preparation, I come to tell you, this is the time of response. This is no longer the season of waiting and passive expectation. It is the season of harvest. Every seed of faith you sowed in secret, Every tear you thought no one noticed has become a living stream watering the fertile soil of your spirit. And now the fruit is springing forth, not in just one area, but in every single aspect of your life, an abundant yield. The blessing I have prepared for you is not limited to material provision, though that too shall come, and in a manner far beyond what you ever expected or conceived. But what I give surpasses gold, silver, and all earthly wealth combined. It is profound peace in your soul, an unshakable joy even in the midst of storms, and a complete restoration of health, not only in your physical body but also in your mind and emotions. You will feel life flowing back into every cell, a new breath of existence that I am infusing into you, a life birthed from my boundless mercy and everlasting love. And then, the thing your heart has prayed for the most, the one you perhaps thought too difficult to ever hope for, I am also profoundly renewing. It is harmony, genuine connection, and mutual understanding within your very household. I have heard your cries over the fractures and divisions in your family. I have seen your heart break as loved ones drift apart, as careless words leave wounds that run deep and linger. But my beloved, I am the one who heals what has been torn, who mends threads that have snapped and broken. And even now, I am restoring love within your family in a miraculous way that only I can orchestrate. I will soften the heart that has grown cold and distant. I will dismantle the towering walls that once separated hearts that had closed off from each other. And I will plant there anew the seeds of kindness, of attentive listening, of unconditional love. Family meals will no longer be marked by uncomfortable silence and emotional distance. The warm embraces will return, authentic and heartfelt. Apologies will be spoken, not out of obligation or forced politeness, but because genuine love has come alive again within those hearts. Each member will begin to see the others with new eyes washed clean by tears of repentance and lit by the radiant light of forgiveness. You do not have to make it happen on your own strength or effort. You have faithfully done your part. And now, I am moving. I am demonstrating to you that no act of love from your heart is ever small in my eyes. No prayer offered to me is ever in vain or forgotten. No waiting season is ever wasted. The years you thought were barren, unproductive, are now beginning to bloom with blessings you never dared to imagine. The outpouring is not coming like a sudden, fleeting downpour, but like a mighty river, strong, continuous, and flowing into every single corner of your life. You once thought I had forgotten you when all seemed silent, and the promise remained unseen. But my silence was never abandonment, my child. It was preparation. I've been preparing an entire season for this exact moment. When your heart is soft enough, when your faith has matured enough, and when you are truly ready to receive without losing the sweetness of who you are in the abundance. For the blessing I give will never cause you to become prideful or arrogant. It will make you more humble, more compassionate. You will love deeper, forgive quicker, and be profoundly more grateful for every gift. You will become a radiant light for others, a living testimony. For your very life will be a living testimony of my unwavering faithfulness. People will look at you and genuinely say, "How could such a profound transformation be possible? What miracle is this?" And you will simply point to me and smile, saying with conviction, "Because my God never left me, He was always faithful." So, my beloved, do not hold on to fear any longer. Do not place limits on what I can do, for my power is limitless. Do not ask if you are worthy, for what I give is not based on your worthiness or merit, but on my unchanging, unconditional love for you. Open your heart completely. Receive it all, every good and perfect gift. Let the blessing come like a magnificent waterfall, like sunlight breaking through the deepest night. Believe, with every fiber of your being, that this is your season, not just to survive, but to truly thrive. To live healed, to live in profound love, to live as one who has intimately touched the heart of heaven itself. And my beloved child, as I am pouring out my overflowing blessings upon your life, As my light begins to illuminate every shadowed place where you once walked alone, I ask you to remember this deeply within your spirit. Continue to stand firm in faith, just as you have through all the trying days that have passed. For it is precisely because you have been faithful, because you chose to remain in the light, even when surrounded by pervasive darkness, that the resistance from the enemy will not lessen. It will, in fact, intensify. My child, do not think that when blessings arrive, all difficulties will magically vanish completely. In truth, it is precisely when I lift you to a higher place of influence and blessing that the storm of jealousy, envy, and unseen attacks from the realm of darkness begins to rise with even greater force. The enemy does not trouble those who are spiritually asleep or complacent, but he trembles with fear before the awakened and empowered. You are no longer someone who lives only for yourself, but one who carries my light, my hope, and my name prominently upon your forehead, a divine mark. That is why the enemy tries every tactic to discourage you, through slanderous words, painful misunderstandings from those close to you, and sudden circumstances that seem to sever what you are diligently building. But my child, do not be afraid or intimidated by these things. These attacks are not signs of my abandonment. They are clear evidence that you are walking in the right direction, aligned with my purpose. Darkness always stirs in chaos when light begins to shine brightly. The enemy only strikes when he feels profoundly threatened. And it is your unwavering faithfulness to me that frightens him the most, for it is a living testimony of your loyalty to heaven in the midst of a world full of shifting, unstable sands. Remember the times you fell, yet did not give up in despair. The moments when you felt you had absolutely nothing left to cling to, yet still chose to bow your head in humble prayer, seeking me. The times you were misunderstood, abandoned, yet kept your heart from growing bitter or resentful. These very choices, these acts of steadfast devotion, have become the unshakable fortress within your soul. They are the profound reason you are now entrusted with a new, glorious season of breakthrough. I did not choose you because you were the strongest or most capable. I chose you because you were faithful, because you remained true. And that very faithfulness has moved heaven on your behalf and made hell tremble with fear. Therefore, you must understand, the arrival of blessings does not mark the end of the spiritual battle. It may, in fact, open a new front in the warfare. But this time, my beloved, you do not fight as one alone. You have me walking powerfully beside you, leading the way. You have legions of angels encamped all around you, protecting and assisting. You carry power directly from me to walk in the authority of one who has been called, anointed, and sent for a divine purpose. When the weight feels heavy, remember that your faith is the mighty shield that guards your soul against all attacks. Clothe yourself completely in the armor of righteousness. Wear the helmet of salvation, protecting your mind, and wield the sword of the Spirit, which is my living word, sharp and powerful. Stand not by your own strength, for it is insufficient, but by mine, which is limitless. Do not let the threats of darkness cloud your vision or distract you from your path. Do not let words of doubt shake the faith that has been forged through years of perseverance and testing. Do not let your heart waver just because the winds of adversity have risen with intensity. The wind may be strong, but a foundation built upon me shall never, ever collapse. Look back on your journey. How many times did you think you would not make it through? Yet here you are, still standing strong and victorious. That was not by your own might, but because my hand was always beneath you, lifting you up again and again, carrying you through. And now, as you enter this new, profound season of grace, you must guard your mind more fiercely, more diligently than ever before. Do not let abundance distract you from your purpose. Do not let the praises of people blind you to your true source of strength. Do not let flattery cause you to forget that the real battle continues in the unseen, spiritual realm. I am preparing you for a greater mission, a wider influence, a more profound impact. And that can only be fulfilled if you learn to stand firm, unshaken, even when the wind is against you, blowing fiercely. If you remain unshaken even when those who once loved you turn their backs and abandon you. For the truth is, most of those I use most powerfully are the ones who were deeply misunderstood, who were isolated from the crowds, who endured the longest, darkest nights with only a small, flickering candle of faith. My beloved, the enemy will not stop throwing stones at you, trying to hinder and destroy. But do not waste your precious time counting the stones or dwelling on the attacks. Instead, use them to build an altar of worship from the very things hurled at you, transforming pain into praise. You have nothing to prove to anyone but me. You only need to keep walking forward in faithfulness. Every step taken in obedience and faithfulness is a direct strike against darkness, weakening its grip. Every time you choose forgiveness over bitterness, the enemy loses significant ground. And every time you say to me, Lord, though it's hard, I still believe, heaven erupts in thunderous applause and celebration. So, my child, do not be afraid when the attacks intensify. Let them be a clear sign that you are nearing the summit, drawing close to your divine destination, your breakthrough. And when you stand firm amidst the shaking, the world will know with certainty. It is not because of your own strength or resilience, but because you are being held securely by a hand that never lets go. My hand. Today I speak to you. Be steadfast, be courageous, for your reward is truly great. And the enemy can only make you tremble when you forget that you belong to me, that you are mine. But if you remember, if you hold fast to my name, then nothing can steal what I have destined for you. I am your impenetrable fortress, and in me you will never be defeated. My beloved child, now that you understand that blessings are not separated from trials, that attacks do not signify punishment, but are rather the marks of a strong soul walking in my divine plan, I desire you to take one more crucial step into deeper spiritual maturity. This step is not about outward action or external deeds, but about the innermost place within you, the very wellspring of every word you speak, every choice you make, and every path your life is taking. It is your mind. Guard your thoughts as a vigilant watchman guards the fortress gates at night. For what you allow to enter your mind will slowly, subtly shape your soul, gradually molding your faith, and ultimately determining your destiny. A fleeting thought can be a powerful seed. If you let it take root and germinate, it will surely grow, and what it bears may be either the nourishing fruit of life or the bitter, destructive harvest of despair. You must understand that your mind is a true battlefield, a spiritual arena where the enemy relentlessly seeks every opportunity to plant insidious seeds of doubt, paralyzing fear, corrosive anger, jealous comparison, inferiority, or unworthiness. He doesn't always arrive with loud threats or dramatic intimidation. Sometimes he slips in silently, cunningly, through a single, unnoticed thought, a thought that whispers, "You'll never get better, you're not good enough." A thought that tells you others are chosen and you are forgotten. A thought that I have abandoned you. And if you believe those things, if you entertain them, they will slowly redraw the image of yourself in your own eyes, diminishing your self-worth, and, even worse, distort your perception of me, your loving God. That is why you must stay alert, vigilant, and spiritually awake. Fill your mind not with the noise and confusion of this chaotic world, but with my enduring truth, the promises that never fail, the timeless truths of my character, and the unshakable proof of my eternal, unwavering love for you. Let my words become the gentle whispers that lovingly greet your mornings, the steadfast shield against the sudden fierce winds of life's storms. Do not allow your mind to drift aimlessly, uncontrolled. Teach it to recognize my voice, to rest in my infallible word, and to align with the very frequency of heaven, a divine harmony. My child, you cannot control every circumstance that comes your way in life, but you always always have the profound power to choose how you think about them, how you interpret them. And it is that thinking, that inner perspective, not the circumstance itself, that ultimately determines whether you will stand strong or fall, whether you will live in hope or sink into despair, whether you will keep going forward or give up entirely. A mind anchored firmly in truth is an unshakable fortress, impenetrable to attack. But a mind overtaken by fear and bitterness is like a house without doors, easily swept away by the storm winds of the enemy, left vulnerable. Let your heart be immersed in the deep peace that comes from knowing you are profoundly loved, divinely chosen, and held securely by an unwavering, eternal love. When you meditate on gratitude, when you intentionally turn away from negative, destructive thoughts and replace them with heartfelt praise, you are actively cleansing your inner atmosphere. You are creating a sacred space for divine creativity to flourish, for lasting joy to take root, and for unshakable strength to manifest within you. If every morning you open your eyes and consciously choose to dwell on what is good, what is true, what is lovely, if in the middle of a long, challenging day you pause just to whisper, "Thank you, Lord, for I am still living in your love," then every action, every decision, every heartbeat of that day will be shaped by my light. And that light will radiate from you like a sacred magnetic field, powerfully drawing in what is good, repelling what is dark and harmful, and illuminating even those groping in the shadows near you, guiding them to me. I do not tell you this to teach you to live with a false sense of superficial positivity, but to help you understand that every thought is a seed of energy, a potent force. A seed does not lie dormant. It will grow, and it will bear fruit, either nourishing and life-giving or poisonous and destructive. You must become the careful gardener of your own mind, diligently pulling out bitter, toxic roots before they spread and choke out life, and tenderly caring for each tender sprout of hope before it withers from neglect or discouragement. I declare to you, my child, let your mind be shaped by what is noble, true, lovely, and full of unwavering hope. Because when you choose to see the world through the lens of my grace, you will miraculously find opportunity where others only see failure and defeat. You will perceive light and solutions while others only see darkness and problems. And that will not only transform your inner world profoundly, it will change the way the world sees you, recognizing the divine light within you. My child, when you become fully and deeply convinced that I love you, not because you are good or perfect, but because I am good, because my very nature is love, then a peace that surpasses all human understanding will gently wrap around your soul like a warm, comforting garment. That peace will become a powerful shield, blocking every arrow of doubt, paralyzing anxiety, and bitter resentment. You will no longer react impulsively from fleeting emotion, but respond wisely from foundational faith. You will no longer be led by unstable, changing feelings, but by eternal, unchanging truth. So from this day forward, my child, guard the gate of your mind like a valiant warrior of light. Be discerning in what you read, what you listen to, what you think about, and what you choose to believe. Recite my promises to yourself as a gentle lullaby for your soul each night, letting them soothe and reassure you. And when a foreign, intrusive thought comes knocking, pause and ask, where is this thought truly coming from? Does it build me up or break me down? And if it does not reflect my love, if it does not align with my truth, cast it out without regret or hesitation. My beloved, once you have learned how to diligently guard your thoughts, to consciously choose light over darkness, now I invite you deeper into a more sacred dimension of this journey. A place where faith is not merely sustained, but nurtured, expanded, deeply rooted, and made to blossom beautifully on the firm foundation of life in me. You cannot keep the flame of faith burning brightly if your soul is isolated and dry, lacking nourishment. Just as a fire needs clean air and dry wood to burn brightly and intensely, Your spirit must be consistently nourished with what is pure, life-giving, and true. I am calling you to dive deep into what truly feeds your faith. Do not merely skim the surface of truth or dabble casually, but immerse yourself completely in the vast ocean of my grace. Remain long enough for my living word to soak into every crevice of your soul, to heal, to renew, and to profoundly transform your very being in the light of eternity. Seek a community of life, a place where hearts beat in harmony with my spiritual frequency, where others are also earnestly journeying in pursuit of truth and connection. You were not born to walk alone, my child. Loneliness is not something I created for you. There are fragments of other souls that are meant to connect with yours in the beautiful dance of restoration, support, and mutual growth. Find them. Surround yourself with those who speak the same spiritual language, those who will not make you question your sacred calling, but who will encourage you, lift you when you are weary, and lovingly remind you of the one to whom you belong, your creator and sustainer. Nurturing those sacred connections is not a luxury. It is a vital lifeline for your soul. Every conversation guided by the Holy Spirit, every knowing glance, and every shared prayer among true believers becomes a refreshing stream of life, replenishing the strength you need for the journey ahead. Remember, there are people waiting for your presence, not because you are perfect, but because you carry something heavenly within you, a unique light. And likewise, there are souls to whom you have been specifically sent to uphold, to share a portion of my love, to be a shelter and a comfort for those whose hearts are breaking and in need. Do not forget to nourish your own soul daily with my living word. Do not merely listen with your physical ears, but consume it deeply with your spirit, letting it permeate your being. Every word I speak is living bread, sustenance for your soul. Let it become your breath, your heartbeat, your first thought in the morning, and your final whisper before you fall asleep. As you immerse yourself in my word, you will begin to see everything differently, with new clarity. You will discover opportunities hidden in challenges, notice my presence even within the ruins, and witness yourself transforming into someone new, more radiant and Christ-like. And in the midst of that sacred nourishment, something truly wondrous will unfold within you. You will begin to understand me more deeply, not merely through teachings or theological concepts, but through a vibrant, profound, personal experience. I will no longer seem like a distant deity, abstract and unapproachable, but a close, intimate companion, walking beside you. Truths that once felt abstract will become deeply real and tangible to your spirit. My love will cease to be a mere concept and will become a flowing river, softening your heart, healing your wounds, and transforming you into a new stream, a channel of my mercy, reaching others through your life and testimony. But my child, in the midst of all these things, I ask you to pay close attention to one of the most quiet yet crucial matters of your spirit. It is the way you speak to yourself in the silent moments when no one else can hear your inner dialogue. What are you saying to your own soul? Are you judging every mistake with the severity of a harsh critic, condemning yourself relentlessly? Or are you learning to embrace yourself like a child who is deeply loved, completely forgiven, and called by an everlasting, unchanging love? I see those moments when you blame yourself, those harsh whispers you utter alone in the dark. You might think I take delight in your self-punishment, your asceticism, but I do not. I am not a God who finds pleasure in self-flagellation or endless penance. I am love, and I deeply desire that you too would learn to love yourself with the very same love I have poured into you, a boundless, unconditional love. Say to yourself what I have already spoken over you repeatedly: I am chosen, I am forgiven, I am growing day by day, I am not cast aside or forgotten. I am the one He loved so much that He gave His very life for me. These words are not meant to inflate your ego or foster pride, but to restore the true essence of your soul, the precious part of you that was distorted by painful words, past failures, and unnamed fears. Learn to treat yourself with the same kindness, the same compassion, the same boundless grace you so freely offer to others. You are quick to forgive them, yet so often unforgiving toward your own precious heart. Now is the time, my child, to embrace yourself as I have always embraced you, without condition, without measurement, without regret. For only when your heart is full of mercy and self-compassion can my love flow through you in its absolute fullness. Only when you learn to love yourself rightly, as I love you, can you truly love others, as I have loved you. And it is only then that you will truly become a dwelling place of sacred life, a living temple, a river of healing, and a powerful witness to my unending kindness in a world so desperately in need of restoration and hope. So, my child, nourish your soul daily with my presence and my word. Build around yourself a strong, supportive spiritual community. Speak life-giving words over yourself, affirming my truth. And always, always remember this: I do not merely see what you are now, in your current state, but I see who you are profoundly becoming, my masterpiece in progress. I am continually at work within you, shaping you, molding you to step into the fullness of the destiny I have prepared. You are loved, forgiven, chosen, and constantly being transformed by my love that never departs from you. Live as one who knows, deep in your core, that they belong to the light. For truly, you are a light in the midst of the darkness, and I dwell within you, my spirit residing within your heart. I am not blind to the silent battles that unfold inside your heart, my beloved. I know there are days when you wake up and your faith no longer feels as firm, as anchored, as it once was. When the insistent voices of the world and the lingering echoes from old, painful memories try to drag you back into the desolate land of doubt and uncertainty. I see clearly the words that repeat in your mind, questions that haunt you. Am I truly loved? Are those promises really for me or just for others? You are not the only one who has ever asked these things, my child, and I do not blame you for your questions or struggles. I do not withdraw from you because you are wrestling in the shadows of uncertainty. On the contrary, in those very moments, I draw even nearer to you, my presence becoming more tangible. For my child, what moves me most deeply is not your perfection or your flawless strength, but your honesty and vulnerability when you come close to me, revealing your true state. Do not think that I only welcome you when you are full of faith and boldness, radiating confidence. I cherish even your weakest, most vulnerable moments. When you tremble, when you are unsure, when all you have left is a whisper, a desperate plea, Lord, help me. Those are the very moments where true miracles begin to unfold. Because faith is not the absence of doubt, but the courageous choice to come to me in the midst of it, in the very heart of your uncertainty. So I urge you, my child, do not hide your doubts in the dark corners of your soul. Do not suppress your questions as though they are something shameful or forbidden. The more you keep them hidden within, the more they grow in silence and may become towering barriers that distance you from me, your source of truth. Bring it all to me, the questions with no easy answers, the gaps in your faith, the quiet fears that whisper you might never be enough. Present them openly in my light, for I am not surprised by them. I do not condemn you for having them. I was there when those questions were formed in your heart, and I had prepared the answers before you even dared to ask them. You don't need to strain yourself to have enough faith, to muster up a certain level of belief. You only need to be honest and sincere. Simply say to me, Lord, I'm tired, I'm uncertain, but I'm still seeking you. I'm still reaching out. That too is a powerful prayer. That is the act of one who is brave, even in their weakness. A soul daring to bring their broken pieces, their fragile heart, to the one who will never turn them away. I say to you, my presence is spacious enough, expansive enough to hold all your confusion, all your questions. I am not threatened by your unfinished thoughts or your messy emotions. On the contrary, I long to enter into them to meet you right where you are. As a loving father walks into the messy room of his beloved child, not to scold or punish, but to clean, to restore, to renew and bring order. Let me tenderly touch the places you've hidden away in shame. Let me shine my light upon the dark corners of your soul, not to expose you in judgment, but to heal you with gentleness and grace. When you bring your doubts to me with a humble heart and a hunger for truth, you are opening the door to a deeper journey into my very being, into my heart. You will not merely believe in some abstract way, a distant concept. You will come to know me personally, intimately, undeniably. For truth does not fear being questioned or examined, and my love remains unshaken, unwavering, even when your soul searches awkwardly for clarity and understanding. I want you to understand, maturity in faith is not the absence of questions, but the wise choice to bring every one of them to the right place. To me, your ultimate source of truth. Understanding doesn't always arrive like a sudden flash of lightning, illuminating everything at once. It is woven meticulously from every tear-soaked prayer, from every honest conversation between you and me in the midnight hour of doubt. It is in those sacred exchanges that I teach you how to truly hear my voice, not through the overwhelming noise of the world, but through the gentle, inner whisper within your spirit. I do not only desire your comfort, my child. I long for your profound transformation. And that transformation sometimes requires the collapse of old ideologies, old beliefs, so that something stronger, more enduring, and more aligned with my truth can be built in their place. Your questions may shake long-held beliefs, causing discomfort. But if you persist in seeking answers within my light, I will replace them with deeper, more accurate truths, truths that are more aligned with my loving heart. My child, you are not lost. You are not left behind in the journey. The struggles in your faith do not lessen your worth. On the contrary, they reveal that you are alive, that you are actively searching, and that you are being reshaped by me into a more beautiful reflection of goodness and grace. Let this journey lead you into the deepest place of connection with me, where there is no pretending, no hiding, only you and me, raw, honest, and more radiant than ever before. So come to me again and again, my child. Whether you carry questions, doubts, or silent tears that you cannot express, bring even the things you've never voiced to anyone else. I will listen attentively. I will teach you with patience. I will wipe away your tears with tenderness. And I will restore your faith, not with empty words, but with the very nearness of my living presence, hovering close, surrounding you, lifting you up, and guiding your every step back to a place of strength, wholeness, and divine light. Now I want you to look forward with a steadfast heart, my beloved. I speak to you directly. Do not keep your gaze fixated on what has passed, on the yesterday. The past, no matter how painful, how regretful, or how filled with loss, no longer defines you. It no longer holds the power to shape or dictate your future. I am the one who has held every single moment of your journey, from the trembling beginnings to the falls that felt like the absolute end. And it is I, not your mistakes, nor your circumstances, nor the opinions of others, who will have the final, authoritative word concerning your life. Therefore, I charge you now, with the authority of my everlasting love, turn your back firmly and decisively on what belonged to yesterday. Look ahead with eyes filled with renewed hope and expectation. Do not let distorted memories, old wounds, or lingering regrets pull you back into old chains of bondage. There are things you think you must fix, must return to, must redo, must somehow amend from the past. But my child, what belonged to yesterday is already in my hands. I do not need you to return and patch the broken pieces, to painstakingly fix what is beyond your repair. I want you to move forward, with hands open wide, ready to receive the new, the next season, the glorious life that is being reshaped in my light and glory for you. I am just and full of mercy. What you have lost has not escaped my sight. I know every detail. The dreams you believed had died, the opportunities you think slipped away from your grasp. I remember them all. And if those things truly came from me, if they were part of the good plan I designed for you from the very beginning, then listen, my child. No one can steal them from you. Not time, not people, not even your own mistakes can destroy what I have blessed and ordained. I have the divine power to restore what was forgotten, to heal what was shattered beyond recognition, and not only to restore but to renew, to beautify, to cause it to shine far brighter than it ever did before, more radiant and glorious. You do not have to live in torment or regret any longer. Surrender the past completely to me, and allow me to handle it with the boundless mercy and perfect wisdom of heaven. Lift your eyes toward what lies ahead, where the future unfolds before you like a vast, limitless field under the glorious morning light. I have prepared for you a path not only better than anything you've known, but far beyond anything you ever dared to imagine or hope for. What has passed was only the introduction, the opening chapter. What lies ahead is the grand crescendo, the main story. Do not let a finished chapter cause you to miss the magnificent story I am still writing, written by my own hand, in the eternal ink of my unchanging love for you. I do not promise that the road ahead will always be easy or without challenge, but I do promise that I will walk beside you every single step of the way, unwavering and constant. There will be stretches where you must journey through the fog of uncertainty and turns that are unclear to your natural eyes. But my light will never turn away from you. I will illuminate your path. I will speak to you step by step, guiding you precisely when you need direction, and lifting you up when your feet grow weary and heavy. You no longer have to grope in the dark alone. You are being led by the one who has seen the end from before the beginning began, who knows your entire journey. And do you know this, my child? The future I have prepared for you is not merely a destination, a distant point to reach, but a living, unfolding promise. A life filled with miracles, with unwavering hope, and with triumph in every moment. You will no longer live as one merely trying to make it through each day, surviving, but as one who walks in the radiance and authority of the chosen, the beloved. You will become a source of inspiration for weary souls, a small light that guides many back to the path of life, to me. The very things you have overcome, your past struggles, will become powerful testimonies of my transforming power and faithfulness. And because you chose to trust me through every breaking point, every trial, now you shall live in the abundance of divine restoration. So now, my beloved, wipe the tears from your eyes and rise with a heart full of renewed hope. Clothe yourself in the armor of faith, wear the crown of victory upon your head, and walk into tomorrow as one who has been profoundly redeemed, gloriously restored, and divinely commissioned for a greater purpose. Do not look back. The past holds only the things I have already closed, the doors I have decisively shut for your good. For I know what lies ahead is far better, more magnificent than what has been. Fix your gaze firmly on me, the one who never changes, who is constant and true. Let your eyes not drift from my light, for I am calling you into an entirely new chapter of your life. A place where joy cannot be stolen, where peace cannot be shaken, where promises are unfolding with unmistakable clarity and precision. The journey ahead is not only for you, my precious one, but also for the souls who are watching your life, observing your transformation, so that as they see you walk in my light, they will know that the living God still moves, still loves, and still restores in ways beyond all human understanding and comprehension. I love you, and the future I have set apart for you is not merely a reward for your efforts, but an eternal testimony that when a soul entrusts both past and present into my hands, what they receive in return is always more wondrous, more beautiful, than they ever imagined possible. For I am not only the one who gives the new, I am the one who brings what was thought dead back to life, breathing new vitality into dormant dreams. And what I am about to do in your life will cause the world to look up, take notice, and declare with awe, "This is truly the work of the Lord, marvelous in our eyes." My precious child, now that you have laid down the burdens of the past and chosen to look ahead with unwavering faith, I am calling you to step deeper into a new journey, a path that not only leads to restoration but also opens doors into realms of profound spiritual victory and greater influence. I, the one who wrote every line in the blueprint of your life, will personally lead you into territories you never dared to dream of before, places you thought were beyond your reach. The places you will go are not merely temporary stops. They are sacred lands I have set apart just for you. A place of divine purpose, of overflowing joy, of abundant fruitfulness, where everything you touch will prosper. There, your inner potential will be completely unlocked, no longer suppressed by paralyzing doubt or the limitations placed upon you by others' opinions. Your gifts, the unique talents and callings I placed within you since the beginning of creation, will not only be seen and recognized, but multiplied, nurtured, and become an immense blessing to many around you. You will no longer dwell in the lack and uncertainty of yesterday, constantly worried about scarcity. You will be ushered into a new season where fulfillment is no longer a distant hope, but a present reality. Your joy will no longer depend on fleeting circumstances, but will overflow from my constant presence within you, a deep, unshakable gladness that no one can steal or diminish. For where I am leading you is not merely a physical place, but a spiritual space, a new dimension, where you are free to live in your truest, most authentic identity, no longer hiding, no longer bound by fear or shame, no longer shrinking back in timidity, but standing tall and confident in the fullness of who you were always meant to be in me. Beloved child, do not let anything, whether the voices from without or the turbulent emotions within, cause you to question the path I have meticulously prepared for you. No power, no matter how formidable or intimidating, can thwart my plan when you walk in obedience and faithfully follow my leading. No person can undo what I have sealed upon your life, for my decrees are eternal. No circumstance, no matter how challenging, can reverse your destiny when my sovereign hand has taken hold of you, guiding and protecting. You are sheltered securely beneath the shadow of the Almighty, and it is I who lovingly guide your every step, shaping each detail of your journey with unfailing wisdom and boundless love. The season you are entering will be unlike any you've experienced before. It is truly a season of divine expansion, a season of unprecedented abundance, where not only will your needs be met, but there will be overflow, more than enough to pour out and bless countless others, becoming a source of blessing to the world. This is a time when my promises will begin to take tangible form before your very eyes, manifesting clearly. When doors that were once sealed shut will miraculously swing wide open, and dreams that seemed dead and buried will arise with new strength and undeniable clarity. But my child, in order to fully enter this season of abundance, your heart must remain pure, your gaze steadfast, and your mind unwavering in its focus on me. Do not let the shadows of the past, painful memories, rejections, or worn-out failures slow your pace or hinder your progress. I have redeemed those moments. They no longer hold power over you to define or limit your future. Do not look back. Do not cling to regret or sorrow. Do not allow sadness to follow your steps into this glorious new chapter. And above all, do not let fear, no matter how small or subtle, delay your joyful response to my call. For I am your never-ending source of strength, my child. When you grow weary, I will renew you with divine energy. When you are weak, I will uphold you with my mighty hand. When you cannot see the way forward, when the path is obscured, I will make a clear way for you. My strength does not depend on your fleeting emotions today, but on the eternal promise I etched into the palm of my hand from before the very beginning of time. Come to me daily, my beloved, not out of duty or obligation, but from a deep, yearning desire to dwell in intimacy with me. Seek me not just with your lips in prayer, but with your whole heart, a heart surrendered, sincere, and longing to hear the gentle whisper of my spirit. Do not rush through life, consumed by busyness. Carve out quiet, sacred moments with me, so that my word may seep deeply into your soul, like refreshing dew saturating the parched earth. There, in my presence, you will be renewed. There, you will hear my voice most clearly. Learn to walk humbly, my child, not out of shame or self-abasement, but in true reverence and complete surrender to my will. When you place your destiny fully in my hands, withholding nothing, you will walk in complete assurance and divine confidence. Allow me to write the next magnificent chapters of your story, to revise what seemed unfinished, and to breathe new life into every faded page of your past. My dear one, nothing you offer me in sincerity, no heartfelt gesture, is ever overlooked or unvalued. No moment spent in my sacred presence is ever wasted. Every time you choose me over worry, every time you worship in the midst of hardship, every time you give the little you have with great love, you open the floodgates of miracles, unleashing divine power. And I, the faithful one, will pour my favor over everything you touch, every endeavor you undertake. The work of your hands will be divinely anointed. Your plans will be inspired directly by heaven. Every step you take will carry the unmistakable imprint of my glory. So go, beloved child. Do not fear. Do not hesitate. Do not look back. Walk forward as one who belongs to an unshakable kingdom, firmly established. Walk as one who is called, anointed, and fully equipped for every good work. For I am with you, and I will never leave you alone, never abandon you. Ahead of you lies a vast field of promise, where you will reap with both tears of joy and shouts of triumph. And there you will know, without a shadow of doubt, that every word I have spoken to you is absolutely true. My beloved child, now that you have chosen to step into this new season with steady feet and eyes no longer fixed on the past, I am calling you to take one step deeper into profound surrender. A step that will unlock the continuous flow of divine power over every aspect of your life, the daily offering of your whole being to me. This is not merely about morning prayers or fleeting moments of stillness during the day, but about a life entirely yielded to my will. A heart that remains perpetually open to my presence, sensing my nearness. A soul that consistently chooses to trust me, even when the path ahead is still unseen, obscured by fog. I do not seek perfection from you, my child, for perfection is unattainable in your human form. What I seek is a willing heart, a heart that understands the limitations of its own strength, but also the limitless abundance of my grace that is available. When you offer yourself to me, everything you are, both the things you grasp confidently and those still incomplete, unfinished aspects, I not only receive it with love, but I transform it. I cleanse it of all impurities and grant you profound clarity in the spirit. Each morning as you awaken, present yourself fully to me. Your will, your emotions, your plans, even your worries and weariness, lay them all before me as a living, sacred offering. And then you will see me fill your emptiness with eternal life, with peace that surpasses all understanding, and with the divine strength to overcome every obstacle that arises. As you walk in the unwavering assurance that springs from faith in me, nothing on this path can shake you as it once did, for your foundation is firm. The mountains that once seemed immovable, insurmountable, will be cast aside, not by your own might, but by my mighty hand, leveling the way for you. The winding paths that once left you confused and uncertain, causing hesitation, I will make straight and clear. You will walk without hesitation or doubt, for you will profoundly know who goes before you, clearing the way. No more wandering, no more aimless detours, for every step you take is now guided by a plan far more perfect, more intricate than anything you could ever imagine or devise. Within you, I am kindling a flame, not a fleeting spark of emotion that quickly fades, but a sacred, eternal fire, ignited by the Holy Spirit Himself. A fire of unshakable faith, of unwavering love, and of a hope that will never, ever be extinguished. That flame will burn deep in your spirit. It will warm you during the coldest days of doubt and illuminate the way when darkness seems to press in on every side, overwhelming you. It is a fire that no one can quench, for it does not originate from human strength or effort. It comes directly from me, the Eternal One, the unfailing Promise Keeper. This fire will lift you up, drawing you out of the mire of fatigue and lifting you beyond the walls of discouragement that seek to confine you. It will fortify your inner being, the hidden part that no one sees but I always behold with perfect clarity. You will no longer tremble when the world shakes around you, because within you, you will be anchored firmly in the unshakable strength of heaven itself. You will no longer need to raise your voice to prove anything to anyone, for your silence will be filled with an empowered confidence, an unshakable stillness born from my tangible presence within you. Oh, my child, the day will surely come when you awaken into a life entirely renewed, not just surviving day by day, but living with divine purpose and holy passion, a vibrant existence. You will rise to the sound of a deep call within you, a sacred resonance, confirming that you were created for something far greater than mediocrity. You will feel my presence in every heartbeat and see my hand orchestrating the smallest details of your day, a constant reminder of my care. No more meaningless fatigue, no more dragging through empty, purposeless days. Each moment will carry the profound opportunity to live out your calling with authentic joy and passion. The fear that once held you captive will lose its voice and power over you. It may whisper its lies, but it will no longer lead you or dictate your choices. You will no longer make decisions driven by dread of what might go wrong, but with unwavering confidence in the good one who walks beside you, guiding every step. The anxieties that used to weigh down your chest each morning will dissolve like mist before the morning sun, vanishing completely. For you have chosen to place that heavy burden upon me, the one who is strong enough to carry it all without growing weary or faltering. Instead of fear, your heart will carry a quiet, profound peace. It will not boast nor seek to prove anything to the world. Only a deep, unwavering trust that no matter what happens, you will never be abandoned. You will always be held. You will walk through life with steady eyes and an open heart, ready to receive and give. Because you know I am always near, not only as a faithful guide, but as a close friend, a loving father, and a compassionate shepherd who never takes his eyes off his beloved sheep. And when you live with that spirit of surrender and trust, everything you touch will bear the unmistakable mark of my grace. Not because you are perfect or flawless, but because you have chosen surrender, placing everything into my hands. Every task you undertake, every word you speak, every step you take will be covered by my divine favor. The ease you experience will not come from your skill or effort, but from placing everything into my hands before you even begin. So, my child, offer your whole self to me completely. Hold nothing back. Do not doubt your worth, for you are infinitely valuable to me. Do not worry about your ability or your perceived lack. I have chosen you. I am training you, and I will not abandon the work I have begun in you until it is fully complete and perfected. Walk in that light, my beloved. Let faith lead the way, illuminating your path. And each day as you yield yourself to me, you will no longer merely exist. You will live fully, abundantly, as one who knows where they belong, anchored in my love. as one who walks with the radiant light of heaven illuminating their path, guiding every step. Now I commission you to step boldly into the world, as one who carries my light, as a lamp that cannot be hidden, as a representative of an unshakable kingdom. Do not hesitate at the threshold of the new, intimidated by the unknown. Do not let old memories or silent fears hold you back from embracing the incredible opportunities that are opening before you, laid out by my hand. Open your heart and your hands to receive the doors I am preparing to open for you. Doors not born of human effort or striving, but the direct result of divine orchestration, woven from my eternal love and perfect purposes for your life. Do not shy away from places you've never been, from spaces that seem unfamiliar or intimidating. You do not walk in empty-handed. You go forth carrying the assurance of me, your Creator, dwelling within you. I have given you the keys to unlock doors of destiny, gates that lead into sacred realms of influence where you will not stand as a stranger, but as one who has been appointed, named, and anointed for a specific purpose. No power can shut what I have opened for you. No force of darkness can steal what has been entrusted to you when you walk in faith and complete surrender to my will. Move forward not with anxiety or apprehension, but with a confidence that comes from deep intimacy with me. Meaningful connections, friendships aligned with the same spiritual frequency, communities that will lift and strengthen your soul. All these await you ahead on your journey. Let me place the right people in your life at the right time, those who will truly support and empower you. They will be your companions, your spiritual allies, the perfect pieces I have chosen to fit the mission you carry. And you too will become the answer to the silent prayers of many others, a blessing and a light to them. My child, do not be afraid when you stand before what exceeds your natural ability or comprehension. I am the one who places you in the midst of things far greater than yourself, so that you may experience profound divine dependence upon me, where my power is made perfect and manifest in your very weakness. The treasures I have set aside for you are not easily attained by human strength or cunning, but are spiritual rewards, hidden riches in darkness, found only by those who dare to faithfully follow the sound of my voice. You once dreamed great dreams, vast and compelling, and there were moments when you thought they were too far out of reach, impossible to attain. But I say to you today, what I have destined for you surpasses even your highest hopes, your wildest imaginings. The things you only dared to whisper in prayer, the visions you wrote down and then tucked away because you believed you weren't capable or worthy. I heard every one of them. And not only did I hear them, I am actively moving. I am arranging, preparing, and expanding everything for their manifestation. Do not let the limitations others have placed on you, or the limiting beliefs you hold about yourself, keep you from stepping into what I have ordained for your life. You were not created for a life of mediocrity or insignificance. You were formed for distinction, for radiance, for a glorious destiny in me. So walk forward, my child, with unwavering determination and holy resolve. Even if the winds rise fiercely against you, even if the road becomes rugged and challenging, keep walking. Not blindly, but in step with my sacred rhythm, a rhythm not rushed, not anxious, but steady and sure, like the very heartbeat of one who lives in my constant presence. Every step taken in obedience and faith is a new covenant signed in eternity, affirming my promises. You are not alone. You walk escorted by angels, surrounded by the songs of righteous souls who bear witness to your journey. And remember, my child, I am never late. My timing is perfect. Though there may be moments when you think I am silent, when it seems like nothing is happening or progressing, know this: I am always at work. I am laying foundations in the unseen realm, preparing for what is to come. The most wondrous miracles often take form in stillness and silence. Just as a seed germinates quietly beneath the soil before it breaks through to the light, so too are miracles being conceived and nurtured in the silence of your life. You may not hear anything with your physical ears, You may feel nothing tangible, but that does not mean I have ceased to move or work on your behalf. It is in the stillness that I am sketching the extraordinary for you. Do not measure the success of your journey by what your eyes can see or what appears outwardly. Measure it by your faithfulness, by your perseverance, by your unwavering ability to keep going, even when the full picture is hidden from your view. And when the appointed time comes, as surely as flowers bloom in season and dawn breaks after night, all will become clear to you. Your tears will stand as proof of your endurance, your unwavering spirit. Your whispered prayers will rise as powerful songs of victory, resounding through heaven. My beloved, every time your eyes sparkle with joy, every time you lift your gaze with deep gratitude, my heart is profoundly moved. I am not watching you from a distance, disengaged. I am present within your most tender emotions, in every sigh of relief, in every reverent glance when you realize that what I've done for you did not come by chance or accident, but from a love that never changes, a love that is constant and true. I see the light in your eyes when the precious gift from heaven is gently placed in your hands. And what stirs me most is not the gift itself, but your heartfelt response, your simple, wholehearted heart, receiving it with gratitude as pure as spring water, unadulterated. You may not realize this, but the tears that fall from your eyes in those quiet, sacred moments carry immeasurable worth before me. They are not just mere drops of water. They are songs without melody, praises lifted from the deepest, most vulnerable place in your soul. A sacred acknowledgement that you recognize me, that you see my hand moving, and you do not take it lightly or for granted. Each tear is like a holy gem drawn from the depths of the earth, refined through seasons of drought, of patient waiting, of long nights only you and I walked through together. So do not hold back your tears, my child. Do not believe that weakness or emotional overflow is something to suppress or hide in shame. In my kingdom, tears are not signs of defeat, but sacred expressions of a soul that has intimately touched my glory, my presence. Let them fall freely. Let your spirit speak what your lips cannot utter in words. For within every tear shed is consecration, a sacred offering, a depth of reverence that no song or outward ceremony could ever truly convey. I saw the tear that rolled down your cheek when you first realized that the gift you were holding wasn't merely what you had asked for or what you thought you deserved. It was what you had long ceased to hope for, what you had given up on, because you believed you were unworthy or that it was impossible. But my child, is anything I give ever based on your worthiness or merit? Everything I pour out is pure grace. Everything is born of my unconditional, boundless love. And it is precisely because you received it with trembling hands, with gratitude flowing from the deepest part of your being, that the gift became exceedingly precious and valuable in my sight. I know every emotion stirring within you, every nuance of your heart. I witnessed the profound awe in your heart as you came to understand that I not only remembered your quiet prayers, but had prepared something for you far beyond what you ever dared to imagine or request. I saw you bow your head, place your hand over your chest, and whisper, "Thank you, Father." I saw the moment you buried your face in your hands, unable to speak a single word, only able to weep tears of overwhelming gratitude. I was there, silent but deeply moved by your response. For in those sacred moments, I beheld the evidence of a faith refined by fire, a soul tested and proven, a clear sign that my love had softened a heart once hardened by pain and disappointment. And now that heart was being healed in the gentlest, most tender of ways. Those tears, my child, I have gathered them. I do not let them fall into the void or disappear. I collect them like rare anointing oil. They rise as a fragrant offering before my throne, a sacred part of worship that no enemy can touch. Every sincere tear you offer becomes a testament to the unbreakable bond between us. not forged on the basis of miracles, but anchored in faithfulness, in waiting, in a surrender that holds nothing back. So never feel ashamed of your tears. Do not hide away when your heart can no longer contain the flood. My heart blossoms in moments like these. I do not seek grand displays or outward rituals. I seek the hearts that tremble in my presence. The souls that no longer carry pride when receiving grace but bow low like children, shaking yet willing to receive, weeping yet still offering praise. And do you know this? It is that very gratitude, not expressed through eloquent speeches but through silent tears, that becomes an invitation for me to continue pouring out blessings when I see that you treat nothing as coincidence. When I perceive the holy stirring in your heart at every act of my love, I cannot help but keep giving. For a grateful soul is fertile ground, a place where miracles multiply, where my light dwells, and where my glory is most freely revealed. So cry, beloved, whenever you are moved. Cry when you are overwhelmed by the weight of my love. Let your tears fall like rain, not from sorrow, but from a gratitude too profound for words, from the awareness that I am faithful, that I am the good Father, the one who never forgets. And when your tears fall in holy joy, know this: I too am moved. My heart is stirred, for nothing brings me greater delight than when you truly understand mine. You are living in a season of being deeply loved, a season where miracles are no longer distant hopes but daily realities. And your tears have become a sacred current drawing me ever closer to you moment by moment. Keep your heart tender. Let it remain sensitive to my goodness. For when a heart learns to weep in reverent awe, that very heart becomes my chosen dwelling place. And I will never leave. Now offer me your sincere prayer. You may say it like this: Lord, I do not fully understand what is unfolding, but I believe that a spiritual door is being opened not because of my merit, but because of your unwavering love. Please make my heart sensitive to every sign from heaven, so that each step I take may echo with agreement to your divine plan. Lord, I ask that you grant me the eyes of faith to see the unseen and the ears of the Spirit to hear your whispers amid the noise of life. Help me to cherish every gentle stirring in my heart and to recognize that even what seems accidental is a signal from heaven guiding me into a new destiny. Lord, I thank you for choosing this very moment to declare your sacred call over my life. Grant me the courage to delay no longer, to step beyond the boundaries of the familiar, and to enter into what only you could imagine and provide. Though I tremble, I still say, please lead me, Lord. Heal the places in my memory that have caused me to doubt my own worth. Cleanse my mind of inferiority and renew my heart with the truth that I am chosen, loved, and kept, not because I deserve it, but because you are eternally good. Lord, I pray for a fresh spiritual sensitivity, a discernment not clouded by fleeting emotions but refined by your word. Help me to recognize even the smallest signs, a number, a lyric, a gentle breeze. For I believe that nothing you do is wasted, and every detail carries divine purpose. Lord, as angels move at your command, I pray to walk always in unity with heaven. Let me not miss another divine appointment nor stray from the path you have marked out for me. And even when things arrive unexpectedly, help me to perceive your hand lovingly orchestrating it all. Lord, I know I am stepping into a new season where provision and miracles are no longer distant hopes, but living realities. Teach me to live with holy expectation, not only to receive blessings, but to become a vessel of your love and power for a world in desperate need. Lord, please guard my heart from pride when abundance arrives and from fear when faced with great change. Help me to remember always what I receive is not for boasting, but for serving. Not to prove anything, but to shine. Not to possess, but to pour out. Lord, when the enemy tries to discourage me with unseen attacks, raise me up with your word. Let every act of forgiveness, every time I say I still believe, become a beacon through which heaven's light shines, overpowering the darkness. Lord, teach me to guard my mind like a watchman at the gates. May no thought of doubt, inferiority, or worry be allowed to divert the divine destiny you've written for me. Let my heart be filled with your promises, and my mind tuned only to the sound of grace calling from above. Lord, I thank you for not letting me wander endlessly in the shadows of doubt, but for coming and opening the eyes of my soul with the light of your presence. I thank you for every sign, every sacred appointment, every quiet movement you've woven together to remind me I have never been forgotten. Lord, I praise you for choosing me before the beginning of time, for loving me even when I had no understanding of what it meant to be loved. I thank you for the angels who have watched over me, for your plans that are always good, and for the fact that I am living within an unending stream of grace. May my life become an unceasing song of gratitude to your glory. I offer this prayer in the holy name of Jesus Christ. Amen. If you love the Lord, don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss any of his life-giving and meaningful messages. Together we will grow in faith and live a life fulfilled in his love. Amen.